Hey, what up?
Yes, sir, Ski.
What up, y'all? How
Yes,
you
sir,
doing?
Ski. Getting right into it. Episode 14.
DBTL.
14.
Good to
Yes,
see
yeah,
y'all.
we here. Listen, we gonna get straight to it.
Bro.
Obviously, we got a lot to talk about.
Bro. Word.
A lot of crazy shit's going on since last episode, but let's talk about something weird. Something weird, but because we're not accustomed to seeing this from this said organization, but it happened. Kemba Walker gets traded. Soundview's finest. He gets traded to Oklahoma City. It's to Oklahoma City for Al Horford, Moses Brown, and a second-round pick.
Damn, man. All right, so, bro, truthfully, Boston. All right, I was talking about this with one of my clients earlier today. Boston, bro, had, I don't know what their excuses. They had 4 of the top point guards you could possibly have in the NBA in the past 5-6 years. All 4 didn't work. Where does Boston go from here?
Because the answer not point guard. That's the answer is not point guard. The answer is a big man. They don't got it. They keep on trying to go with the Kyrie Irving. They had Isaiah Thomas, Kyrie Irving, Kemba Walker. It didn't work. And everybody, even me included, I thought that the Kemba experiment was going to work out better than the Kyrie experiment because I feel like Kemba coming out of Charlotte was like, I don't really want to have to drop 30 to keep my team in games anymore.
Thanks.
And he didn't have to do that anymore. But he constantly got hurt. He's not the off-ball player that some other guards in the league
stayed
are.
hurt in Boston, bro.
He was, and Boston just kind of understood that he's swallowing up too much money and at a position where it's kind of not needed. So they're probably gonna move forward with Marcus Smart as the starter.
Yeah,
and that's not bad. That's not bad. That's not bad. They need to understand that Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown is where it's at on the team. They bring back a familiar face in Al Horford, who the Celtics loved when he was there.
He was there. He was wild.
Fans loved him when he was there.
He was doing his thing.
They didn't want him to leave, but he had 100 million reasons to leave.
Money is money, baby.
So I think Boston wasn't going to get anything better than this because Kemba Walker was quickly on his way to being one of the harder contracts to move.
Yeah.
Because that's it. He's consistently hurt. And he has the nagging injuries, the shits that take a month to heal. 2 months to heal.
Who's worse right now, him or Oladipo with these injuries, bro?
The thing is, do I think when Kemba is healthy, can he actually contribute in an effective way? Yes. I don't know. I don't know about Victor Oladipo still at this point.
The jury's still out, bro.
Yeah, the jury's still out because even though you read his stat line and it says 25 and 4, it's inefficient. Whereas Kemba Walker, I know when he's on the court, he's gonna score. He's gonna score efficiently.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He's small, yes, but he can shoot the 3 really well. He's a good finisher at the basket.
Too hard to guard. Stop playing.
You know what I'm saying? His step back is still one of the. It's still arguably the greatest move of all time.
Right?
But I think that Boston, they got what they could out of Kemba Walker, and that's what you kind of wanted to hope for when you make said deal. They also get Moses Brown. For those who don't know who Moses Brown is, he is the legendary meme from the UCLA. He's the UCLA kid with his head hanging down, and his teammate lifts his head up to tell him to look straight. That's Moses Brown.
King shit.
The kid that had to get his head lifted up by his teammate because he was upset. He's a New York kid, so people are going to rally behind him. And he had a big game this season for the Thunder. I think he had like a 20 in 2020. Something like that. He had a big game for them. So that's where it all came full circle for him. Okay. So Boston, not only do they get a veteran big who knows what it's like to play in Boston, who knows how to get the job done, they also get a backup big who is mobile, athletic, and could push Robert Williams a little bit because Robert Williams needs competition. He needs competition.
He needs to get healthy too.
He needs to get healthy as well. Now you have a guy that can push Robert Williams to be better, and also if Robert Williams gets hurt, you have Moses Brown. So it's a good deal. It's a good deal. It's a solid deal for Boston. I don't want to say it's like a great deal because Horford should have never left. It's a couple years that's passed that
my God, fake old
whatever.
Stop playing.
But for OKC, it's just again You bring in Kemba Walker, you get Boston's pick in the draft, which
empty
is 16th
space.
overall.
You think maybe like I don't get this trade, bro, for OKC standpoint.
OKC is they've done this with other players. This is what they do. If you have a bad contract that you want to move, we'll take it. That's what they do.
Good looks, okay.
We'll take it.
See,
just give us the draft pick. These guys have 36 draft picks in the next what, like 5 drafts, like 7 drafts. They have a lot of draft picks. They have
assets.
They have enough draft picks to make 2 expansion teams out of. So OKC clearly is stockpiling assets and waiting to see who's the guy.
Bro, no.
You know what I'm saying? They're on the prowl. There's no reason to stock up all these assets if you're not on the prowl to see what superstar you can get.
Teams.
So, do I think Kemba Walker plays a game for the Oklahoma City Thunder? No. I don't think he plays a game for the Oklahoma City Thunder. I think that Kemba's not Chris Paul. You know? Kemba's not Chris Paul. Nice. So I don't expect Kemba Walker to sit there and be like, oh, yeah, I'm going to carry you guys somewhere. No. Unless OKC, brings in a vet or 2 along with the young guys that they have and want to make the push, I think that they have to seriously consider it because SGA, these young guys are letting it be known. These young guys are letting it be known. I'm not going to be here 8 years wasting my time.
And my dude Bazley, too.
They have a couple guys, and Polkashevsky, that skinny guy that he's really good too. Put some weight on him. They have Maladone. He's like 19.
That's
point
the
guard.
BG, right?
Yeah, Maladone. And they have a couple guys, but I think that OKC, they put themselves in a position where, okay, if we want to compete, like if that's what SGA wants to do, then we got a point guard here that he can move them to the 2. They could feed off each other, or like they'll hold on to Kemba, but they'll ship him off the first moment they get. If he can stay healthy and stuff like that.
Where do you see Kemba, like, hypothetical here, let's say he gets bought out or something like that or something of that nature. Where do you see Kemba possibly going
at this point in Kemba's career? I think he has to either, with the money that he has on his books, he's going to have to get real comfortable playing in a shithole. Like, I think that, he's going to want to play meaningful basketball, but you're not going to play much meaningful basketball with the money that you have on the teams that can win a championship. Boston had to get rid of you because y'all were the 7th seed. And you barely played, and when you are playing, like, how much of a difference maker are you for the contract that you have?
Boston.
And I think that Kemba Walker has to get real comfortable with understanding that OKC might hold him until the trade deadline, and if he plays well, he could get traded somewhere. But he has to understand that he's probably going to play in a shithole, probably for the rest of his career, unless he gets back into free agency and he signs not the kind of deal he wants.
Damn, cousin.
To play where he wants to play in meaningful basketball. I love Kemba Walker.
Me too. That's my cousin, bro.
But the Boston tenure, it wasn't all that. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't all that, and he's consistently hurt. What Kemba has to pray to the Lord, too, is that he stays healthy. Because if he stays healthy, like I tell you all the time, there's no contract in the NBA that's untradeable.
Facts.
It's just that I'm not going to pick up said deal if you're not on the court.
Right.
That's the biggest waste of money.
Bro.
He's never on the court.
Heal up, bro, please.
He has to heal up. And like I said, I think he plays a game for OKC. I'm going to say it's like 60-40. He doesn't.
I don't think so at all.
But I wouldn't be surprised. He has to show he's healthy. Like, he has to show he's healthy if he wants. And again, what's the best team Kemba can go to if OKC trades him? What team do you think can be like, yo, we get Kemba Walker, we gonna make a little bit of noise? I have one team in mind, and I pray to God they don't do it.
I was gonna say Utah.
I wouldn't do it. I'd rather have Michael Conley.
No, off the bench. You're gonna have to take the minimum, nigga.
Nah. That won't happen. That won't happen. But like a team that you would have to hope for that do it is the Knicks.
Oh,
because the Knicks are the team that They're like, yo, we need a point guard above anything else. But even the Knicks are probably gonna run in this
MSG,
like, yo, bro,
step back, get that back.
And with everything that comes with Kemba in New York and this stuff, that shit is never gonna leave him. But it's like you need a team like New York who's like, yo, we're so desperate for set position, we might actually give up an asset or two to get it. And I don't even think the Knicks will do it. So what shithole Chicago? Maybe they want to fill out a big three: Kemba, Zach LaVine, and Vucevic. That team's not gonna play a lick of defense, but they're gonna score. You know, like,
all right, I'd like to see them go against Miami. That'd be a good matchup.
Miami's another team because Goran Dragic is a free agent.
Facts, he's getting older.
You know, and again, and what is Miami missing? Miami is missing a guy that can score on every level.
That's true.
3 mid-range to the cup, hit some free throws.
He's multifaceted.
He's a multifaceted player. Kemba doesn't have legitimate holes in his game. Nope. He's just never on the court to use them. So, like, you know, Dallas has always been a name when in regards to Kemba Walker when he was a free agent before he signed with Boston. Dallas was a team that was interested in him. Like, where's the best place he can go? That makes sense. Dallas has some money to spend. Maybe they could fork over a pick or two. Well, they don't have much draft picks, but
truthfully speaking, it's over, bro. It's over. Kemba, I don't know. I really don't know. From here, I just don't know because he's hurt. He's older. He's like, what, 31 now?
And you
30?
know the small guards don't age that well. And Kemba's already showing it.
Facts.
He's already showing it. Like, yo, He doesn't have the legs to probably get to 35. You know?
Damn, Kemba.
And it happens, but at the same time, like it's gonna be the same. It's gonna be the same thing for him, probably as it's gonna be for John Wall. Those guys are just gonna have to get pretty much accustomed to playing in shitholes and becoming those guys who uplift these younger players that they're playing with. Because John Wall is gonna be in Houston playing with young guys and guys that don't want to be there. So you're going to have to make the most of your time. Damn. And making the most of your time is, I'm praying to the masses that the Rockets get Evan Mobley so I at least could just dump the ball to him and Christian Wood all the time. You know? So
that's a bad spot to be in, y'all. Work on your game, y'all, please. Work on your game when you're young. Because you get to a certain age and then the injuries come. You can't work on your game because you're trying to focus on healing up.
When you age, you have to work on your skill when you age because you can't. Some of these guys rely on their athleticism or their quickness and stuff like that, how high they jump. And it's like, bro, you're going to get to 30, 31. Look at Blake Griffin. If Blake Griffin ain't refined his game, he would be useless. He would have been out the league already.
Facts.
He would have been out the league already.
He was hanging on.
And he was hanging on. He would have been out the league if he didn't work on his game. Bro. So I don't expect Kemba to change his game. He's too small. There's nothing that he can. There's nothing that he can learn to do. He can't learn a post game. He's too small. You know what I'm saying? So he has to just, become a more of a playmaker. I would say, like, become more of a playmaker. Bring that assist total to 7 instead of being at the 5 that you're always been accustomed to being.
That is the one knock I've always had on Kemba. I'm like, bro, I love you. But, bro, for a small guard, you have to get your team more involved, bro. Especially playoff time.
I don't blame him because Charlotte's a shithole. He's been playing in a shithole his entire career. I don't blame him, but that's where I want to see him improve in terms of, okay, wherever I'm at, I got to bring my assist total up.
If I can be real, I thought like, so you see how Trae Young's playing in the playoff. I'm not comparing him to Kemba. I'm saying I
think in my head though, I was thinking Trae Young.
Right, so that's how I always saw Kemba. Like, all right, cool, coming down off the threes. If he can just turn up a little bit, get his teammates involved a little bit, it'll open up so much for him. That's why Trae Young is looking like a goddamn genius right now. Cause all right, cool, I pick my spots, cool. Bet, let me get Bogey into it, cool. Let me get everybody else checked up.
It happens like that though, cause it's like, it's also a trusting of your teammates. You know. I know when Trae Young throws the ball up to Clint Capella for an alley-oop, he feels good about the play being finished. Same thing with John Collins. He feels good when he passes the ball to Bogey for an open 3. He feels good about it. That's why he makes the pass.
Right.
You know, Kemba in Charlotte, it was him or it was nobody else. Literally. And I'm always going to be shocked at Kemba's run with the Hornets because man, like when he got himself to like all-star status,
that's what I'm saying, bro.
Like it was like, damn, like bro, he legitimately, if this guy doesn't drop 30 on a given night, his team is not in it.
James Harden shit, remember? James went through that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but I'm like, damn, like Kemba's really 6 feet tall. And he's really cooking teams this way, and he's keeping the team like, yo, he's made a couple playoffs with Charlotte.
Clutch.
And you know what I'm saying? And we all know what Kemba Walker's about. Like he didn't get his name just because he's from New York.
Proven winner.
You know, he was nice. He was really good in UConn. What he did in UConn, you're never gonna see another player do that. Ever. You're never gonna see another player do what he did in UConn. Yes, it might be college and shit like that, but still, it's still basketball. Mind you, this kid is 18, 19 years old. Wilding like that on the grandest stage in college basketball, just wilding like, you know, and the freaking UConn was like the 15th seed. You know, he was bugging. So it's just like that stuff. Like Kemba's always had that cold bloodedness to him. He has to get to a spot where if he wants to play playoff basketball consistently, he's gonna have to, you know, his next deal gonna have to be a pretty shitty deal.
The jury is still out if Kemba could hold it down in the playoffs. Yes,
because he had them poor showings in Boston.
2 years back to back.
I had to do with the injuries, but
3 years. I'm mistaken. He did 3 years.
Nah, he been at two.
I'm tripping. It's that the whole pandemic, bro. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Like
it's like, you know, Kemba.
Nah.
I believe he's still very much serviceable. He just has to stay healthy. And I think that OKC probably is going to see for themselves if he's healthy. And if he's healthy, they're going to try to move him. That's how it is.
I think it's time. I think it's definitely time. Passing to the guard, we got a whole new generation of point guards. Steph Curry getting up there. Dame Time getting up there. Like, you see.
These guys are all old now.
They are in.
Well, they're, you know.
28 or older type shit. You know what I'm saying? So, like, it's good to see some young cats out here. You know, Trae Young doing his thing. Who else? We got Luka doing his thing. Young point guards.
And even the young guys that, you know, they don't get like a lot of clout, like De'Aaron Fox.
Facts.
Like Fox is a really good player. He averaged 25 points and 7 assists last year.
I respect.
Don't get me wrong. Sacramento's a shithole, but that kid is the goods. You know, there's plenty of young talent out there. You're starting to see some of the guys that we grew up with. They're getting a little bit older now. You know, Kemba, whenever I think Kemba always looked like he's 20.
Facts.
But the motherfucker's like 31.
That's crazy
you know?
to think about. He's dead at no age.
We'll see what the future holds for him. And with that being said, we're going to wrap this up and we're going to come back and talk some playoff basketball.
Let me try this. DBTL, I'll be right back. I thought it would work. It didn't work, but we be back, y'all.
You know, we here. We back. You know, Abe, you on the verge of being correct about a couple series that we thought you had that me and Chris thought you had no chance of being correct about.
Bro, last night I was watching Atlanta. I was hoping Atlanta, bro, they had it.
They had it, and they lost it.
First off, this series, bro,
it's been a good one.
It's been a really beautiful series, bro. But I was saying in my comment earlier, Ben Simmons,
garbage,
bro. You are booty butt cheeks
garbage
right now. I'm sorry. You can see this. If y'all want to DM him and show him, I don't care,
garbage.
Bro. You are a pedestrian, bro.
Yes.
What? Come on.
You seen the video on Twitter? And it's like Ben Simmons with no driving lanes, and it's some random light skinned guy that looks like him. He's just dancing in the middle of the street. I want to say this. I really want to say this because I've been saying this about Ben Simmons since the day he walked into the league. He's a tall Rajon Rondo.
Bro.
That's all he is.
Rondo better than himself.
And my coworker, shout out to Josh, shout out to Deadass Only Pod, because he said this shit too. He's like, yo, calling him Rajon Rondo's a compliment at this point.
Facts, bro.
Because Rondo has some moments in the playoffs. He's had moments.
I can hit a three, something.
Shit, he has a 40-point game against the Miami Heat in the playoffs.
Right.
Ben Simmons has nothing going for him, and this is 4 postseasons in a row. He has nothing going for him. Every single postseason series he's played in, besides the one game when Embiid was out against Brooklyn, right, he's been a liability.
Poop. Bro.
And you want to sit there and tell me he's one of the best players in the fucking league?
Yeah, that shit done, y'all. That shit is done.
You want to tell me he's a gem? You want to tell me this guy is one of a kind? No, this guy stinks.
I heard someone say that Maxey could be the potential point guard of the future. That's crazy. That's crazy to hear, bro. I'm sorry. That is nuts. Isn't Ben Simmons like 24, 25? You already... That's crazy, bro.
And the thing is, again, I always use the Giannis comparison with him because this is legitimately the difference between the two. It is one thing if you're not strong in an area, but you're trying to work on it.
Facts.
Ben Simmons does not even attempt to shoot the basketball. He just sits there with the ball in his hand. You're guarding him at the free throw line, and he's not doing nothing with it. The guy stinks. He stinks.
Yeah, bro. I called him Darren Williams last night. I said, yo, this is Darren.
Don't even give him that. Darren Williams has moments.
Darren Williams, before he called it, he had at least 56 couple games.
He's had moments. He's had good playoff series. He's had moments. Like, you know, Ben Simmons, what's his moment? The one game against Brooklyn where he dropped 30 because Embiid was out. That's his one moment. His only moment.
And that's why.
That's it.
That's why in the beginning of this series, I really had Atlanta winning. Because, bro, Embiid is hurt. He's not 100% at all. So to put all this overload on him now, he gonna break down.
And Jesus Christ, I would at least think, yo, you can't score on offense, but you at least gonna slow down Trae Young. You can't even do that shit.
Hold on. Trae Young is the second coming of Stephen Curry in this series, bro. This nigga is bugging, bro.
This guy's getting whatever the fuck he wants. He had a big block on him last night. But the man's still walking out with 37 points. Right. These guys are coming from 20 points down to win games on your home court.
We're not even supposed to be here.
Yeah, like, they're not even supposed to be there. Like, come on, y'all should have been clipped them out. Like, y'all niggas, like, and it is baffling to me because, yo, the praise that Ben Simmons get, it was never warranted. It was never warranted. It was never warranted. He shows nothing on the basketball court besides his defense that speaks, yo, this guy is one of the best 15, 20, 25, 30 players in the nothing screams that.
No.
You want to tell me his passing ability? No, he's a better transition passer than he is in the half court.
What does that really mean? If you could, all right, that's cool. You got the transition passing, but all right, at some point in the game,
you're not always in transition, bro. You're not always in transition. You got to create for yourself. He can't do that. He can't do it.
That's just sad.
The defense is phenomenal. He's a really good fucking defender. He could defend his ass off.
Bro.
But so can plenty of other guys in this league, and they don't get that same clout, that same notoriety.
Facts. Not even close to it.
I'm not giving it to Ben Simmons. I'm not giving that shit to Ben Simmons. Do not put him in the same breath as Donovan Mitchell.
Nope.
Funny how things transpire off of that rookie season too. Don't put him in the same breath as Donovan Mitchell. Don't put him in the same breath as Booker, Doncic, Trae Young. None of those dudes, because he's not none of those guys. He's not none of those guys. He's not a game changer like any of those guys. He defends.
Trae
Congratulations,
Young said it best, bro. Trae Young said it just like that. He said, "Listen, man, I worked to this point in my life for my entire life. I'm built for this." That's the difference between somebody, a proven winner, who's trying to get his name, get his clout up, all that type of shit. I'm built for this.
He's not folding. He's not folding.
Right.
Like, Trae's not folding. He's not folding. Like, we're really watching Ben Simmons fold. He's folding.
Take him out. Hacker Simmons.
Yo, Avery, really think about what we're watching in this series. Seth Curry is the second best player on the Sixers. Seth Curry.
Don't get me started on Tobias, bro. Please.
Tobias is doing okay.
I respect
He's doing okay.
Yo.
He's doing all right. But he's definitely not having the series he had in the previous series in the first round. But he's doing okay. Ben Simmons legitimately looks unplayable.
Bro. Nigga got to take him out
of the game. Seconds. You are not a gem. Do not put the term gem on guys that need to be taken out of games
in the playoffs.
In the final possession of games.
Game 6, you got less than 10 points, bro.
You're not a gem if you literally played an entire second half and you let Embiid and Seth Curry take all the shots.
If I was Embiid, I'd square up with that nigga, bro. I'm squaring up with you in the locker room.
You're not a gem.
We got to fight.
And if they cannot walk out of this series against Atlanta, boy, there should not even be a topic of discussion. You give Embiid the max contract, you trade Ben Simmons.
Fuck out of here.
And you trade Ben Simmons.
Real shit.
You trade Ben Simmons. I'm looking at it right now that your shit, Houston might have made the right move and not took back Ben Simmons.
This is a business, y'all. Remember that. I don't care who you like. This is a business. If you can't put anything, put product on the floor.
How the hell are you a gem?
It's a business, bro.
How the hell you a gem? You averaging 14 points.
It's a business. Remember that.
Hey. Can't shoot no threes. Can't shoot not even a mid-range.
Okay, I like it.
And yo, he's legitimately a brick at the line.
Bro, that for me, that's probably overall it right there. Like, how you can't make free throws, nigga?
Man, I've spent Ben Simmons' entire career saying, yo, listen, do not gas this kid. Yeah. He's not all that. Yeah. He's not all that. Plenty of people like, no, he has LeBron in him. No, he don't.
That was me. I ain't gonna lie. I'm gonna keep it a buck. That's why I'm mad at you right now, bro.
Like, you know, I said it from the jump. Donovan Mitchell was the rookie of the year that year. He was the rookie of the year.
That. Facts.
He was the rookie of the year. He had a better rookie season than Ben Simmons. He did. He played a bigger factor on his team than Ben Simmons did on his.
Nah, real shit.
He won a playoff round in year one.
OKC.
And he was the best player on the floor in year one in a playoff series
Paul George was sick.
Against Russell Westbrook and Paul George. Just saying.
Facts.
Just saying. So, with that being said, it's crazy how the tide turns. Ben Simmons wins that rookie of the year, but 4 or 5 years later down the road, Donovan Mitchell's the way better player.
Everybody's on Donovan Mitchell.
He's the better player. And the guy is showing it. He's home now. We're going to touch up on it right now. But Donovan Mitchell is premier. Ben Simmons is not.
No.
But anyway, do you think Philly makes it out?
Truthfully speaking.
I mean, I know you have Atlanta winning the series. And you predicted that, but since through 6 games, do you still feel good about that?
Right now, it's all up. I know Bogdanovich is fake hurt right now, and if he can't go Game 7,
he's gonna give it a go more likely.
Right. If he's going, I'm sorry, bro, but Philly, you gotta prove to me that you could beat. You gotta win at home. Y'all can't win at home for some reason.
Boy, does this look bad on Doc Rivers if they don't pull it out.
Bro.
I think Philly has to win. That's why I think they will, because they have to. Because if they lose.
Number one.
Doc, why is it that everything you touch turns to shit? The Clippers are in their first conference finals in franchise history. The year after they fired you.
Doc Rivers might have been bro. Nah. You gotta think about that though.
Unsuccessful with T-Mac.
Right. Nah, that's facts.
I'm right now, bro. I'm starting to think that the Celtics won that championship because of Tom Thibodeau, not even because of him.
That's how Tibbs got his job.
Because Tibbs was an assistant coach. He was the defensive coordinator for that team.
That's how he got the Bulls job, bro. Facts.
I'm starting to think it was Tom Thibodeau and not Doc Rivers. Everything Doc Rivers turns to, it goes to shit.
That's a good ass conspiracy, bro. Like,
think about it. Unsuccessful with T-Mac. Unsuccessful. Them niggas, there was no bark. Nothing. Like, they had nothing. They would just shitty. He goes to Boston. He has the 1 year when Tom Thibodeau was there and KG and they won. They didn't see shit ever again.
Cool. Right.
You go to he blows the 3-2 series lead against Miami.
Facts.
Goes to the Clippers. Blows a 3-1 series lead with Chris Paul, Blake Griffin, DeAndre Jordan in Houston. Blows a 3-1 series lead with Kawhi Leonard, Paul George to Utah.
Facts.
And now he's on the verge of losing to a team he has no business losing to.
Oh, Doc. Jury might be officially out.
How good a coach is Doc Rivers to you? I don't know. But
last night he did a good job because he said he covered Ben Simmons' ass like no other. Like, you know when you see your little brother, who's that embarrassing kid? And you go, oh damn, that's my little brother. You gotta go chase him, take care of him. That's what Doc Rivers did for Ben Simmons last night.
It's like, listen, I'm not gonna lie. Doc better pray to the Lord. He better pray to the Lord.
Yo.
Because if they lose,
bro,
Ben Simmons got to go.
You got to get the fuck out of Philly.
Doc Rivers is in question, legitimately in question. And we don't know where the fuck Philly goes from here.
Embiid.
We don't. Because Embiid, he's eligible for his max, but does he want to even fucking play for this team? That remains to be seen. But another, a series that wrapped up last night. Utah Falls, you made a good call.
Told y'all.
Utah Falls, they made a good call, and when they got eliminated, the first thing I thought of was you.
Bro.
Reason why is because, man, you've stood the course. These guys have not shown me shit. Let me just say this.
Nothing.
Let me just say this. Tyronn Lue, you a hell of a head coach, my boy.
Yeah, I respect it.
You a hell of a head coach.
Lue is nice,
man. And another thing that I want to say is this is the reason why last night, very specifically, is the reason why the league has to stem away from giving bigs Defensive Player of the Year now. The award has to go. The award has to start going to the perimeter players, because that's where it starts.
Facts.
Gobert looked horrible.
Niggas was banging it on.
Terrence Mann.
Nigga used his shoulder.
Threw it on him. I think that was like the third time in the series he threw it on him too. Listen, at the end of the day, I watched a couple minutes of the game in the first quarter.
Last night shit?
Yes. And the second man three,
Chips.
I knew that the kid was going to have a big game. I knew he was going to have a big game.
Too confident, bro.
Because he hit the second three and he looked over to his side. He's like, yo, they playing around.
Right.
They wilding. If they going to leave me open, I'm making every shot. That's exactly what he did.
Get into the game? Okay, cool.
Y'all going to leave me open? Did it. They spread him out. And Gobert, the one thing, and this is the reason why I just personally just can't give the award to big men anymore. They cannot guard in space. Nope. Gobert cannot guard in space.
Not in this NBA.
Gobert, yes, he has 3 Defensive Player of the Years. Go look at him guarding on the perimeter and ask yourself, do you really want this guy soaking up $40 million per year on contract? He gets embarrassed on the perimeter. And that's exactly what was happening. They try to hide him on Terrence Mann, and Terrence Mann was knocking every single shot down.
Come here. Right. Yo, for real, bro.
My boy,
it's good to see PG get his revenge.
On that second half comeback, they were up 25.
Right.
They still lost. So in the second half, there was
Jordan
about
Clarkson
was
blacking.
There was about 18 instances where Utah shot the ball and Rudy Gobert was the closest defender. They went 15 of 18 on those shots. And again, Tyronn Lue, God bless your soul, you're a smart man. Because the Clippers this season, they're the best three-point shooting team in the league. They have the most 40% three-point shooters on their team.
Damn, bro.
Every single person on that team can hit a three.
And they can score in any setting. Transition, half court.
Reggie Jackson was the last piece they added to this team. The last piece. That motherfucker is the third best player.
I respect it. Damn, Kawhi. I hate it had to be him, man.
Listen, shout out to Reggie Jackson because he's been holding it down since Kawhi left. Since Kawhi got hurt. And I expect him to keep doing it. Because he was never bad. It's just he got hurt in Detroit. So
Reggie
you forgot. You'll remember when he was in OKC, he had the 30-point game.
Facts. That was my angle.
That was his coming out party.
That was my guy.
That was his coming out party. So we can't I'm not surprised Reggie Jackson getting busy like that.
Right.
I'm not surprised. He's finally comfortable again. He feels good. He's healthy. Right. He's comfortable.
Built for this.
Shout out to Paul George. It's no more Pandemic P for now. He's Bandemic P. He's Bandemic P.
My nigga here.
He's Bandemic P right now.
Bandemic.
And that's what I like. And this is the Paul George that I expect.
Right.
This is the Paul George. I'm going to knock down all the big shots y'all need, and I'm going to make the winning plays all the time. This is me.
I got one for you. Do you think that with Kawhi going down, your back is against the wall, this was an opportunity for PG to say, hey, hold on, y'all.
Yes.
I'm that nigga, bro.
Yes. Yes. This is exactly what it was. Because the minute Kawhi went down, everybody's saying, oh, well, they're done.
Right.
If Paul George don't show up, they done.
Right.
He showed up Game 5. They won.
He showed
He showed the fuck up in Game 5 and they won.
I think, 37.
Yeah, he bugged out and they won. He showed up last night and they won.
Right.
Paul George is never going to be the guy that you're going to see drop 70 points, 60 points in the game. This is a guy, he's like a universal remote.
I love PG when he's playing righteous.
When Paul George in his right state of mind rarely makes mistakes.
Right.
And that's why he's like the best Robin you can ever ask for.
Right.
Because he has number 1 tendencies as a number 2. That's hard. That's hard because he knows what it's like to be a number 1, but he also plays a brand of basketball very similar. That's why you see people compare him to Scottie Pippen. That's why Scottie was like, because Scottie was like that. Scottie had number 1 tendencies as a number 2, and he plays such a brand of basketball that when he's on go, he rarely makes mistakes.
That's a fact. PG,
he does not make mistakes.
Made me really proud, bro. I'm glad, man, bro. PG.
Because Paul George, he's so fluid, so silky smooth. He plays at his own pace.
Exactly.
He never looks rushed. Nope. When he's on his game, he never looks rushed.
That's what I'm saying, y'all. As an athlete, you find that rhythm, you find that flow, bro. You good. You can't nobody touch you. PG. He's gonna touch you, bro. You found your shit.
That's a fact. And shout out to him helping out close out that series. Now, obviously the Utah Jazz have some reflecting to do.
Spider, free Spider, bro. Please.
I think it's time. After the game, I just immediately.
Bro, Utah is never going nowhere.
They're not going nowhere.
I love you, Spider. Utah.
I don't think so.
It's a dub.
And the reason they're not going nowhere, bro, from the day Gobert signed that contract, I'm like, he's not worth $200 million.
Right? What are you doing?
He's not worth.
I need offense.
And the thing, and then people killed Shaq for making fun of that contract. I'm like, Shaq make a point.
Right.
Shaq makes a point.
Listen, bro. Shaq may be a
go look at the big men. He make more money than.
He may be a funny man, but Shaq is never talking no bullshit, bro.
Shaq know what it's like. Shaq know what it's like to be a premier big man in the league and make money as a big man. Because Shaq wasn't signing no deals he wasn't worth.
Right. Nah, man. Bro.
At the end, listen, they both extensions for Donovan Mitchell and Rudy Gobert, they end at the same season.
Don't even like each other, ain't that?
That's why I think Donovan Mitchell's gonna axe out.
Please.
He's gonna axe out. The final year of both contracts, right? Donovan Mitchell makes $37 million. Rudy Gobert makes $47 million.
Wait, what? How you making more than?
Exactly. I think that Donovan Mitchell, though he might not publicly say it, but the rumblings are gonna come out.
Let me say it for you.
The rumblings are gonna come out. Because what can Utah possibly do? You have 2 max deals. Michael Conley's a free agent. Jordan Clarkson's taking up some money. Yeah. Joe Ingles is not. He's not gonna be cheap. None of these guys are gonna be cheap.
Hold on, let me add that too.
Bogdanovich making 72. He has $72 million contract. What? He signed a 4-year, $72 million deal. He's making 18.
Utah,
you're cap strapped.
You are constipated. You're financially constipated right now.
Donovan Mitchell, Donovan, don't even play around.
Yo, Spider, please.
Just axe out.
Please.
Just say I want out. Somebody gotta fucking do it. I want out.
Please, bro.
That's it. Get me out of here.
Don't waste your good years.
Send me to New York right now.
Don't do it.
Send me to the Knicks right now.
Look at Braun. Braun to tell you, look, if he could go back in life. Nigga, I ain't wasting my good years, bro.
If Braun could go back in time, bro, he telling them straight up, I want out. Get me out of here.
Niggas
I might be back, but get me out of here.
You got Anton Jameson over Amari. What? Alright, let's leave.
And then the nerve of management to sit there and tell me, nah, I'm just trying to make sure I put the best team around. Boy.
Alright.
All right, man. Let's wrap up. Come back with Brooklyn, because that's the game 7 tonight.
Game 7 tonight, y'all.
Yeah.
DBTL. We'll be right back.
Be right back. Yeah. Man, where we got one series still going on in the East. The best 2 words in sports.
Game 7.
Listen, Durant's an animal.
Bro.
Durant's an animal. And Milwaukee continues to, like, they have these stretches where they look elite. And they have these stretches where they look crappy. Game 5, I was so mad.
Yeah.
Because you're up like 18, 20 points. And literally, I'm at my boy crib. And I'm literally watching Durant slowly but surely just bringing them back. Every possession he was making the right play.
My guy.
And I'm like, yo, Durant's an animal. Like, yo, I'm like, bro, Durant. God damn. Like,
yeah, bro.
It's just like, you almost forget sometimes, bro.
Everybody appreciate this, bro, because we only got like 5 more years, maybe. KD like 32, 31, something like that. Like,
he's going on 33 now.
Appreciate this, bro.
Like,
for real.
I'm like, bro, this guy's a fucking animal. Like,
right.
he's just being relentless on the basketball court, and they pull out that game 5, and this guy posts arguably the greatest stat line in playoff history, and they win the game, and then, you know, Milwaukee, I'm over here like, Milwaukee's done. But then he bounced back in game 6 and turned it up.
Solid. I respect
now,
it.
game 7's in Brooklyn. And push comes to shove, I think that the way that I see this unfolding is that if Milwaukee's going to win this game, they have to have a decent lead when the game is almost over. Because if this is a close game, I trust Durant more than I trust anybody in that arena. For
game 7, bro. Who's your X factors though?
My X factor for Brooklyn, man, it'll be nice to get a Joe Harris sighting. It'll be nice. Bro. It'll help them out. Bro. You know, he's been bad.
Yo,
the whole playoffs too. He's been bad. If he can give me a calm little 15 points, I could live with that.
Right. Kyrie's done, right, for the series?
Steve Nash thinks he could come back in the future. He's not coming back tonight, though. He's out.
Shouldn't have stomped on Lucky, bro. When I saw that.
Don't speak like Glenn Davis. Don't get yourself canceled.
Yo, when I saw that, I was crying.
Don't get yourself canceled. Don't get yourself canceled.
That shit was bad funny, bro.
But you know, I would like to see a Joe Harris sighting for Brooklyn as an X factor. Jeff Green's one of the best role players you could ever ask for.
Uncle Jeff.
That guy's the goods. X factor for Milwaukee tonight. Boy.
Uncle Jeff.
Nah, boy, bro. If you know Bryn Forbes, if you can same thing. I think it's the role player shooters. If they could wake up. Like PJ Tucker, I know you have to guard Durant, but can you knock down like 2 3?
Knock. Yo, Blake Griffin, what's up, bro? Ain't you like a 5-6 time All-Star nigga? Wake up, bro. Come on, man.
I mean, if you expected Blake Griffin to continue what he did after game 1, I would have laughed. You know, I was gonna laugh because Blake Griffin. That's not him.
Once in a blue, I could get old Blake.
But I think if the shoot is all about the shooting, Milwaukee is all about the shooting. They're gonna have to knock down a lot of threes because they're gonna need a comfortable lead to feel good about themselves. Like if the game is within striking distance for Brooklyn and they can win the game and they smell blood in the water, I trust Durant more than I trust anybody in the building. Durant's gonna pull that game out. He's gonna pull the game out. Like if you're Milwaukee, you want to clip these guys. You want to stomp on them as much as you can. But to be honest, like I said,
no pun intended.
I said from the jump, my prediction was Nets in 7. I still feel good about it.
Facts.
I still feel good about it. I think they get it done, and in out west.
Oh, you even do the predictions for
there's no prediction. It's just that there's one series out west we haven't talked about because it ended so fast. Denver and Phoenix, they finish it up. Man,
Jokic, I just want to say one thing. During last part, I said that Ayton can outplay Jokic. I thought I was talking crazy. I didn't think he really was gonna do it.
He didn't outplay him.
Nah. Outworked him. He outworked your boy. He ain't outplay him. And I appreciate that even more because that says a lot more about Ayton's hustle and his grind. Like, he wants to be great. That's the MVP? Cool.
Jokic gave him the signed jersey too.
Respect.
As out of respect. Like, push come to shove, listen, I tell people all the time I get the chance to, Jokic is a really fine basketball player.
Indeed.
He's really good. In this league, big men kind of have to do twice as much work to be valuable, like the perimeter players are. I tell people all the time, yes, Jokic can go for 35, bro. He's still going to get clipped.
Yep.
Why? Because you're a big. Bigs run into numbers. They run into them. That's what they that's the course of history in the NBA. If you are a big man and you're decent, at least decent, you're gonna run into numbers all the time. Like people talk about Jokic, and it kind of like baffles me a bit because they act like DeMarcus Cousins wasn't this.
DeMarcus Cousins?
The way people talk about Jokic, I just sit there and laugh. I'm like, yo, DeMarcus Cousins was this and then some. And DeMarcus Cousins, not only did he have the passing ability, better rebounder too.
Way better rebounder.
Like,
he's a fake disruptor.
And he has post games. He has a post game, and he's much more dominant.
Bro.
He's dominant.
When Boogie got hurt, I was like, damn, bro, because, yeah.
Like, he's dominant. Like, you know, everybody looks at Jokic and like, oh, shit, look at this. Boy, imagine if DeMarcus Cousins had that kind of fucking roster. He would be in the same spot.
He'd probably be,
He'd be in the same spot.
MVP.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, listen, like Jokic, I'm not trying to discredit him. He deserved his MVP, the whole nine. It's just that we gotta relax with how amazing we think this guy is, because being the key cog and the one thing that gets your offense going, that's not it in this league.
Sorry.
It's not. Like, you watch Giannis have to be that. What Milwaukee had to do, make sure they get other playmakers. Why? Because it doesn't work. Okay. Luka Doncic is gonna realize it after he's already realizing it. That me being the key cog of an offense is not gonna work all the time. I need another playmaker. Like, and the thing is, everybody's like, oh, they miss Jamal Murray. Listen, Jamal Murray wasn't gonna make that much of a difference in the series because he's not a playmaker. He's a shooter. He's a scorer. Right. He's a scorer. He's not a playmaker.
Even with Jamal Murray, bro, they would have
lost in 5.
Right. They all still would have Phoenix winning, bro. Sorry. This is what the Bucks.
They would have lost in 5, something like that. You know what I'm saying? But clearly, like, and I loved what Charles Barkley said before Game 4. He's like, yo, man, I feel like if I'm one of the best players, I'm one of the best players in the league. Like, I feel like I could take a game. Right. Even if I feel like I can't take the, I'm gonna take a game though. Facts. Like, I'm good enough to make sure I take a game.
AI shit. I call it the AI syndrome.
You know what I'm saying? I could take a game. Jokic couldn't take a game.
AI was the only player, and Philly was the only team to put a blemish on LA's record.
And here's the thing about bigs that I feel like people love to overlook. Unless you are a focal point on both ends of the floor, your team is limited.
And he doesn't.
Automatically. You notice the bigs who've had success in the last 25 years. And I'm going to tell you, they all have one thing in common. They could do it on both sides.
They lock the fuck up.
Kevin Garnett,
post you up.
Hakeem Olajuwon. You got Tim Duncan.
You gotta do both.
The only guy, and then again, his run, he only had a 1 year run, was Dirk. But that's because I don't know what got into
him. Put the pieces around Dirk.
They put the pieces around him and he made it happen. You know what I'm saying? But
I was happy for Dirk, bro.
Bigs, if you're not a focal point on both ends of the spectrum, you're not going far. Facts. You're not gonna win a championship. You're not even gonna take a game in a big time situation, because literally the Suns ran the same play for Chris Paul over and over. And you have Jokic there who has to sag off and protect the paint because he can't guard Chris Paul up front like that. He's going to get cooked. Look at the bigs in it. Joel Embiid can stand in front of him for a little bit.
A little bit.
Anthony Davis can.
For a little bit.
For a little bit. You got some bigs in this league who can do it. But Jokic can't do it. That's why he has to average 25, 10, and 8. Because he can't bring nothing on defense.
Gotta put the pressure on you offensively every time. Because defensively, if you get your shit off, I'm fucked.
Yeah,
it's a bad recipe.
You know, at the end of the day, like, listen, Jokic, you know, that's why I don't like the Jokic Larry Bird comparison.
Y'all gotta stop.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Be who you are, bro.
I don't like it.
The Ben Simmons shit, it gotta stop. All that. Be who you are.
Because Bird was a focal point on both ends of the spectrum.
I'm done with these comparisons,
on both
bro.
ends of the spectrum. You know what I'm saying? He was savvy on both ends of the spectrum. Jokic is savvy on one of them.
Right.
That's it.
No more comparisons.
And that's why you see, like, listen, at the end of the day, it wasn't even just because of Chris Paul why they lost the series or whatever. Shout out to DeAndre Ayton because he fought.
Right.
He's the one defending. He's defending. DeAndre Ayton through 2 postseason series is defending his ass off.
I love it. This
and
is
that's why they're in the conference final.
This is what I wanted.
Yes, it's because Chris Paul's leadership and taking advantage of the opportunity. Yes, it's Devin Booker just being freaking Joe Johnson on steroids, as I like to call him. But it's also DeAndre Ayton stepping into a realm that he's never been accustomed to being in.
That's how you become great.
And he's trying to be great. He's trying to defend his ass off because he knows that's what his team needs. And that's why they're in the conference finals.
With that being said, I just want to say this. Beginning of this season, beginning of our pod, season 1, me and B sat here. He had D Book as the MVP.
MVP of the league.
Niggas was like, what the fuck?
And you had Ayton as defensive player of the year. And I was like, what the fuck?
Right. And now at the end, now you see, bro, DBTL, you see, we know our shit, bro. You know what I'm saying? So, bro, Ayton, respect to you. D Book, respect. Phoenix, I love what y'all doing right now. And also,
they're a finals team to me.
The bubble, I think that bubble shit kind of got them. Of course, Chris Paul coming into
that's a thing that, you know, having a conversation with like my coworkers from the NBA store, and they're like, you know, they love to bring up, like, we were talking about this series and like specifically too, because I remember saying on Twitter, like, listen, if Jamal Murray was in this series, he wasn't making much of a difference
at all.
And they go, oh, you know, but him in the bubble, I'm like, you guys keep on bringing the bubble, like, that's a high school environment.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Oh, but they were like, oh, you would have used that excuse for Devin Booker. I'm like, no. What they did in the bubble was a feel good story.
Right.
They went 8-0. They put some respect on their name.
Exactly. That's
like they put some respect on their name, but they still had the same issues coming into that offseason. They need a playmaker. They need a decision maker, not a playmaker, decision maker. And they need to continue to grow. So they got rid of Ricky Rubio and bring in Chris Paul, and now y'all seeing shit happening. That's why I tell people, listen, you could look at Chris Paul's numbers. They not jumping out the page.
Ricky Rubio,
he's a solid player. He's just not Chris Paul.
What's the difference between Ricky Rubio and Gordon Dragic? Like player wise.
Shoot. Okay. But Rubio's a way better passer, but Dragic can shoot.
Okay.
And get to the cup. Rubio. He's a very limited player because he doesn't shoot the 3 well and he doesn't finish at the basket well. That's a problem. What does Chris Paul do? Shoot the 3 well and get to the cup well.
Right.
So, and again, you need a decision maker. That was the whole thing of Chris Paul getting there, is to be the decision maker. Yes, look at his numbers. They don't jump off the page. He averages 16 points and 8 assists. That's great. That's solid numbers. It's not numbers that are jumping out the page for anybody else.
Yeah.
But his bread and butter is, bro, like, I gotcha. Like, I got it. Oh, I'm about to drop this 37 for you guys because that's how they're playing us.
Closed it out.
They're playing us. They're playing us for me to torch them, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do.
All right, cool.
Ricky Rubio could never do that.
Nope.
Had Ricky Rubio been in that situation, Phoenix would lose that game because he's not consistent enough in that area to make a difference. Right. Whereas Chris Paul was literally knocking down every mid-range shot he had.
Every single one. Yeah, man.
And again, like another thing that came about is like, they're like, the mid-range people try to say is dead and stuff like that. It became a lot of analytically based stuff after the game, and I'm like, the mid-range, yes, the mid-range in today's game is considered an empty calorie basket. It's an empty calorie shot.
Shit like that.
It's empty calorie. Why? Because if you're gonna be so far away from the basket, you might as well take the 3 because it's an extra point. and you have the same chance of making that mid-range shot as you do a 3. And if you're gonna take a 2, you might as well get to the cup,
right?
Because you might as well get as close as possible.
One type shit, fast.
Exactly. So the thing is about the mid-range shot, it's not empty calorie if you're good at it. It seems like people never. Do you guys not know that Chris Paul's good at mid-range baskets? He's always been good in that area.
I just peeped Chris Middleton good at mid-range, and his last name is Middleton.
So it's like Chris Paul, and I said it, I'm like, listen, the reason why it's an empty calorie shot is because a lot of the guys are not consistent in that area. The mid-range shot,
that shit work for KD though.
In today's game, is only meant for the elite mid-range shooter. If your name is not Booker, Durant, Chris Paul, CJ McCollum, Middleton,
Lillard, you said Lillard.
Lillard not a mid-range shooter. Lillard settles for the mid-range.
Used to do that shit.
McCollum is a mid-range shooter.
Right. He used McCollum to do that is a mid-range all shooter. The time.
You know what I'm saying? Unless you are the upper echelon of mid-range shooters, the mid-range shooters who shoot 50% from that area plus, it's an empty calorie basket. Why in the name of blue hell would I tell a random to take a mid-range jump? Why would I tell Cameron Payne to take a mid-range jump shot? For what? Take the 3.
Yeah,
get to the cup.
You ain't built like that, Bobby.
Why would I tell Jaylen Brown to take a mid-range jump shot? Why? Why would I tell him create yourself a mid-range jump shot?
I live with JT there, but not JT.
I want Brown getting his ass to the cup or shooting the 3 and taking on wide open mid-range shot, but don't create it.
I mean, I know this is also dead, but what about posting up? You feel like posting up can make a way back into
only if you could draw a double team. If you can't draw a double team, it's pointless.
I feel like D Book, that's the next level for D Book. Once he get that once he start backing niggas down too, it's over.
Posting up is all about commanding the double. If you command the double, it's effective. If you cannot command the double, it's not. So it's just, that's how it is. Like, the stuff that's dead is not technically dead. It's only meant for the players who excel in the area.
In the West, bro, I'm gonna be honest with you. In the West, the new king, I'm not saying it has nothing to do with rings or anything. But the new king on top right now, bro, it's D-Book's league right now, bro. It's his to take. So if he want this shit, he can have it. Straight up. I don't see nobody that right now is in the way of being like topping him as one of the best up-and-coming players right now.
Yeah, outside of Luka Doncic,
of course.
I think in the West it's between Luka Doncic, Devin Booker, Donovan Mitchell.
Fact,
it's between those 3 fighting to see who can take control of the West. Although I believe that one of those 3 guys will not be on their respective teams
next year type shit.
Well, in a couple years, I would say. I'll give it a couple years because we already feel the way we feel about Utah. Dallas is going through their ups and downs, and
get out, bro.
And even though Book is enjoying the success right now, Chris Paul is 38 years old,
right.
And Mikal Bridges and DeAndre Ayton are ready for extensions. Team is gonna get a little pricey,
right?
And Book is a free agent in 2 years. He has the chance to control his destiny, and you're not gonna sit here and tell me that one of these kids are not saying they're like, yo, listen, I want to be Frank Sinatra in New York.
Frank Sinatra or Michael B. Jordan.
But with that being said, I think that, listen, the Suns are a finals team to me.
Legit,
they're a finals team.
They proved it this year, bro.
They got it. They got it like that. I think they're going to get to the finals. I hope Chris Paul's healthy. That's going to be the big thing. Well, he is healthy. He's shoulder? Just going, he's healthy with the shoulder, but COVID and shit like that. I hope he gets back soon because that's the only thing that stops Phoenix from going to the finals. If Chris Paul misses the entire series or too much of it. But with that being said, we're going to take another break.
Break.
And we're going to get right back to it.
You ready? Hey. All right, y'all. So, speaking of Brooklyn and Milwaukee, no one has really seen KD go off on his own. You know what I'm saying? So, the verdict was out game 5. Verdict was out. Can KD really do this on his own? We've always seen him with Steph, Clay, Russ, James, somebody. I mean, James was playing that night, but whatever. And I ain't gonna lie. Your boy is a true superstar, bro. He did it.
For me, it was never really in question, but I totally feel you on that one. Like, I never really seen him. The last time we saw Durant have to, be there alone was when Russell Westbrook got hurt with the knee injury and he ended up winning MVP.
Yeah.
Like, that year, did they get bounced in the first round or something like that? I don't know. I don't know what happened to them that year. But
San Antonio, if I'm not mistaken.
Durant, that was like a savage moment. Like, that Game 5 was a savage moment. That Game 5, honestly, is probably going to go down as the greatest game he's ever played.
Legends do legendary shit.
It's going to go down as the greatest game he's ever played. He's an animal. He's an animal. Like, the guy is like, he's otherworldly. Bro. He does things like I know that Steph had his run where people believed like the league was his over LeBron and stuff like that. Yeah, like the only guy that I can think of that like could really look at LeBron in his face and be like, this is really my shit. Don't ever get it twisted. Is KD, because KD is the one guy that, bro, he just balls out the whole time, and it's like he doesn't do no yelling. He doesn't do no trash talking. He just plays. That's why. Listen. That's why I respect the guy, because that's what he said. Like, listen, I'm just trying to play ball. I don't want none of that extra
50
shit.
Is 50.
That's why I went to Brooklyn, because I just want to play ball. I don't care about none of that extra shit. And he's done it. Like, he's done it. Like, the guy, like, that game was just so crazy. Bro. And he's knocking down everything. He's
triple
dancing.
Double. My boy got a triple double,
he's
bro.
Dancing, like, and he's giving PJ Tucker hell. Like, and PJ Tucker's no scrub on defense. He's giving him hell.
Winner.
Like, it's just so crazy to me. Like, I feel like Durant always does this, though. This is just the first time he did it on his own. Like, he always has his moments, whether if he was in Golden State and he was cooking LeBron for 2 finals.
Because, the reason I bring that up, bro, is because, like, I don't mean to be an ass, but, like, every time, like, prime example, I heard this, people don't give Braun his credit because he won the chip in the bubble. But if he didn't win it, people would talk shit. So I'm like, yo, come on, bro. That's what comes with being great. Like, it's shaming you if you did it, and it's shaming you if you didn't. Like, if you did it or if you didn't, excuse me. Like, that comes with being great. So I don't really listen to stuff like that. Braun won. He won the chip. That's what you're supposed to do. Like, everybody in there trying to win. Everybody's in there trying to win. So I'm not gonna discredit the guy for winning. It's like, at the end of the day, like, Durant, he's a superstar. Like, that comes with the game. Like, if you don't perform, great. If you did perform, and like, if you don't perform, you're gonna get shitted on. Right. If you do perform, this is what you're supposed to do. Right.
There's no real like crazy praise when you're a superstar. When you're a superstar, you're supposed to do it, and if not, you stink. That's how it is.
You hear it first, y'all.
That's how it's always gonna be
life.
when you're a superstar. Like, same thing with Mike. Like, if Mike didn't perform, he would get shitted on, right. And if he did perform, that's what he was supposed to do. It's no praise. There's no praise that comes with being a superstar.
Corny, man.
There's no praise. You won MVP, that's what you're supposed to do. So again, that's what you're supposed to do. You don't get praise until your career's over. That's it. You don't get praise until your career's over. So Durant gets the same treatment. You're not gonna get praise until your career's over.
Man, you may not get praise, but you better give the men they flowers, bro. Cause you may never see nobody hoop like this ever again. Steph Curry, like Ja Morant, all these dudes, bro. You may never see this shit ever again. So appreciate this while you got it, bro. For real.
Durant, I kept on watching that Game 5. I'm like, this boy's an animal. That's the only way I could describe him. He's an animal. An animal.
You know what game I watched? I mean, this isn't even from this season, but last year when Kyrie went against Ja Morant, that first game.
Yes, and Morant blocked him.
Bro, I watched that shit almost like every other week. I just love seeing shit like that. Big time players going against each other. Nah, let's go. I ain't backing down. I ain't backing down either. So let's go.
And a guy like KD, he's had he's had games like that where he does not back down.
Right.
Like whether if it was that game 5 against Milwaukee the other day, whether if it was the 50 ball in Toronto, although they lost that game, but when he was on Golden State, he had the 50 ball in Toronto on Kawhi Leonard. Like he was just shitting on everybody. Like Durant gets in those grooves where it's just like, bro, how do people think he's like? I always say it. He gets into those grooves where it's like, damn, are we sure LeBron's the best player? Like, are we sure? Because listen, one of my like I like to get into hypotheticals sometimes because it makes you think.
Yeah.
And we all remember the J.R. Smith game 1 in the finals with LeBron, yeah. And LeBron ends up with 50 points, the whole 9. I tell myself all the time, and I tell people this too all the time. If you substitute Durant for LeBron in that game, the Cavaliers win game 1. The reason why is because Durant would drop 75.
And he wouldn't have passed it. This fucking
Durant's dropping 75.
I said George Paul. My fault. My fault for you, PG.
Like in a moment like that, like Durant's a killer. He's a killer.
I was mad at Bron for that too.
He's a killer.
Fuck,
like you know what I'm saying?
George Hill for
bro, he's Durant's a killer.
Give me the ball.
Like really, like he's just like I really don't know how to like put the words in for him, because it's just like, bro, this shit looks so regular to him, bro. Like he gets in those grooves, bro, and it's like he can do no wrong. That's why I tell people all the time, like Durant, that time in Golden State he spent, bro, he played flawless basketball for 2 years.
That shit changed his like.
He learned how to legitimately play basketball.
Like, you know what? Now
for real, not just score, but now I literally can do no wrong on a basketball court.
My spot, I'm good.
And literally, he hasn't done no wrong since he signed with Golden State, because he's not doing no wrong in Brooklyn. That motherfucker averaging like 30.
There's no knock. He's actually even playing defense, even more defense now. He always played D. Excuse me.
When he got to Golden State, Durant's one of the best help defenders in the league. He can help defend. He's not a guy that's gonna like shut you down like one-on-one, but he knows how to play great team defense. That's all I need him to do.
Right. Fuck, I don't need my best player guarding any. You good? I got you.
That's all I need him to do, and he does it at an extremely well. He does it extremely well. This motherfucker averaging like 30 points, 5 rebounds, and 5 assists, bro. He good.
If you could average that for me, and I'm your coach,
and then when it's time to turn up, he's giving me 40, 15, and 10. Yeah, forget about it.
You ain't gotta worry about guarding.
You know what I'm saying?
Bro.
Like,
just help D.
He's the only guy that's ever had me like, damn, like this nigga might be the best player in the world. Like, man, if you playing flawless basketball with that shit, you got to be the best player in the world, right? Yeah. Obviously, the Bron sexual is gonna be like, man. Had to pull that one back out,
bro. That shit is hilarious.
the Bron sexuals obviously gonna be like, man, you chatting, but man, I don't see how you watch KD get into those grooves and think to yourself, man, you ain't never seen LeBron do that.
Nah,
I only can name like 2 instances when LeBron did that. Game 7 against Detroit. Was it Game 7? Game 5, whatever.
Only reason I can say
Game
that,
6 against Boston. That's it.
Only reason I can say that, bro, I wouldn't say that Bron is the best, but like ever. I would never ever say that.
He's number 2. I'll give him 2.
He got that for sure.
Yeah, he's number 2.
But like for me, it's more about temperament. So like reason why I'm a Bron fan is because like it's temperament. I'm more so I identify more with that. Of course, I could get buckets no matter what, but I identify with, all right, let me get my team litty first. I already know how to get buckets, but if I can get them confident, so when I need them to score some shit, because they going to double, I know what to do. So it's more so about that. But like as far as like playing wise,
Bron's always he knows how to rally a squad. He knows how to like bring out the best in guys.
Skill wise too, it's more about that temperament. It's not really about it all the threes like that.
It all depends, man. To me, it's like like can you be the best because you got the skill? Can you be the best because it is fast? Like Durant, like I just
you got it all, bro.
Like Durant, I think he has it all, but like the leadership thing that leadership qualities that LeBron has, KD doesn't have them, but KD has all the fucking skill in the world.
Wouldn't you say KD's more of the type to lead by example?
Nah, Durant doesn't do nothing leadership wise. Durant, that's just a motherfucker. Like he doesn't care about that stuff.
But
you know what I'm saying?
He pieced his mans after the game.
Bro, he's really GDK. Like.
That's leadership.
Bro, like Durant really piecing his man GDK. He's saying that's leadership. He GDK, like he's a ball player by day, gang member by night. That's crazy. I saw that. I honestly was crying for like 2 minutes straight, bro. I'm like, I'm like, don't tell me Durant GDK. Like,
I saw your story, bro. I started crying. Yeah. You say, yo, hooper by night, game. I mean, hooper by day.
Yo, gang member by night, bro. Like, unbelievable. Like, this guy's unbelievable.
Nah, the internet is really undefeated,
bro. It's hilarious. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Durant, I guess you could say he does lead by example. He doesn't strike me as a guy that's a very vocal guy to his teammates. He just goes out there, and since he's always gonna make the right play, he expects his teammates to do the same. And and I think Brooklyn's embraced that and stuff like that. He's just gonna go out there and kill. Like, it's hard for me to look at Durant and just not think of him just being like, y'all know who I am. Like, y'all know who I am. Like, it's just like that's how you really treat basketball.
I just want to relive that summer of 2012 when KD was on a New York tour. He always wanted to be here, bro.
Yeah, he always wanted to be here, bro. He always wanted to be here. I watch him play. I watch him play, and I'm like, damn. It's just, man.
I miss that 2012.
That
summer,
shit
bro.
crazy, man. But like Durant, Durant, he's built for this shit. This is what he likes. He likes to hoop. He likes to hoop. That's what he likes to do. He likes to hoop, and he likes to let you know that he could dead ass hoop, that he takes this shit serious.
Right.
Like, this is his calling card, and he wants you to know that this is my shit. I'm really good at this basketball shit, bro. This is my shit, and I respect him for it. You see him cracking the top 5 Mount Rushmore?
No.
I see Durant being a top 10 player all time, but that's about it.
Maybe 3 chips right now.
Hmm?
He got 3 chips, right?
2.
Nah, yeah, 2. 3. I'm hopefully speaking. He gonna win the 3rd one this year. My fault. But he gotta get at least 4. At least 4 to be like in the convo of like top 10.
It all depends on how his career unfolds. Do I think he can get into the top 5? Maybe.
But for you, how does he crack that? Is it like all-time scoring? Is it more about?
Well, I don't think he's gonna break Kareem's record because he's missed too much time in his career.
Fact. And Braun is
I think he's gonna get to 30 racks if he could get to like top 6 in scoring all time.
If this nigga Braun can't get there, he came straight out of high school.
Nah, Braun's gonna get there. He's gonna get there. He's gonna get there.
So you gotta come straight out of high school type shit to even touch that record.
Yes. Yeah. Bro, Braun. Listen, Braun. To me, he's gonna get there unless he calls it quits earlier than expected. But think about this: LeBron does not know what it's like to average less than 20 points per game in his career.
It's crazy.
And the jury's still out if he could catch Kareem.
Right. Bro, but Kareem,
this is a dude that's averaging 27 points per game for his career, and he still might not catch Kareem.
Yo, give Kareem his credit, bro. For real. Give him his credit.
And the funny thing is, the other guy that doesn't know what it's like to average less than 20 points per game in this league, Kevin Durant.
Thanks.
And he's not going to catch up to him. So, it depends. I think if Durant, he has to make good on his Brooklyn tenure. If he can, win out.
Bring
top 10 to me. He's gonna. He could never win another ring again. He's gonna be top 10 to me.
Yeah.
He can never win another ring again. He's gonna be top 10 to me.
Scoring to me, he's top 5. For me personally.
Oh, scores? Oh yeah.
He's in my top 5.
Durant. In terms of like best scorers of all time, is Jordan and Durant on the same tier.
If I had a son, right, and I wanted him to hoop, I would. This is just me, y'all. You could, if in the comments you had a son, you could talk your shit too. I would make my son.
Put the girls in there too.
Daughters too. Shooting ability of Steph Curry. Scoring ability of KD. Efficiency of KD and the athleticism of T-Mac. And I'm happy.
You asking gods to make other gods.
OD.
And I don't think that's in their power.
Ever.
But it's just Durant. Durant. And I think he's gonna end up top 10 all time, like players overall, for sure. Like, man, you're not. By the time he ends his career, you're not about to sit there and tell me there's 10 other players better than him. No, at all.
Nah, you up there, King. Did your thing.
Yeah. He deserved. I don't give a fuck about none of that Golden State shit. He deserved everything he's ever gotten in his career. The hell? He went to Golden State and he was the best player there, and he let you know about that, and he handled his business. And when he wasn't on the floor, guess what Golden State didn't do? Win.
Lose, nigga.
They didn't win when he was off the floor.
That's why I was mad at KD, because I'm mad at you, bro. You let Golden State off the hook. They could not beat Braun, bro. They couldn't beat him at all.
But he knew he could.
Facts.
He knew if I was there, nigga, we there, nigga, he not gonna stand a chance.
And
he didn't stand a chance.
Nigga put up 50. Couldn't.
Listen, the way like
50,
Durant's aura, like when I think about Kevin Durant and the aura that he's gonna leave basketball, is legitimately Golden State being down 3-1 to the Raptors, and KD comes back, and in those 12 minutes, you could have swore to God that Golden State was up 3-1.
Right.
That's how those 11 minutes, 12 minutes he played felt. Cause literally in 11 minutes you would have swore to God that Toronto was dead gonna lose that series.
How, bro?
That's the aura KD leaves. He's an animal. And he's an animal that just likes to play basketball, and I respect it.
He's also a businessman. Don't get it twisted. 35 inches, man. I respect it,
the boardroom, he doing his thing, and he not afraid to call you out on social media. I like that.
And that's another thing, too. That. On my, like, all right, so everybody that has the platform or the clout to do something, it's good to see you doing something. So KD, yeah, cool. He not all talky, but he's out here doing the necessary work, and we appreciate it, bro.
Good guy, And if we not sitting here like talking to you guys, hoping that we turn y'all KD fans. Nah, like we just understand that guy is legitimate, and it's like he's dead one of the best players to ever do it. And please don't. I hope that Game 5 that he had against Milwaukee wasn't you finally understanding that.
Give niggas their flowers.
You gotta give him his flowers. This guy's always been this way. He's an animal. And we'll be right back with the closing messages.
You ready? All right, man.
Well, broski, that's 14 of these shits.
Yo, we are knocking them out the park.
Yeah, man. 14, millions and millions more to go, right?
Hell yeah, bro.
Shit, man. Listen, guys, we always happy that y'all tune in. Definitely. We love you guys. This is a lot of fun for us. Just talking about what we like to do. Next episode, are we? I don't think we're in finals time by the time we get back to the next episode. But we still gonna have a lot more playoff content, stuff like that. Let's see what's going on in the league. Got a lot of shit for y'all. And with that being said,
Hold on. Yo, listen, y'all. Listen. If there's any conversations, any topics you want us to talk about throughout the socials,
facts.
Put a hashtag DBTL.
Facts.
And we will definitely be sure to get you guys.
Guys, like, comment, subscribe, tell a friend. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend.
You know this.
You know what
Paul
I'm saying?
Valid, bro. Stop playing.
Yeah. Stop playing around. Hit us up on the podcast Instagram, on the podcast Twitter. Talk about topics, whatever topics y'all want to hear. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
With that being said, we gonna usually be back in a couple of weeks to keep talking to you guys about what's going on in the league.
Nah, we do, y'all. Love always.
Always.